Well, it's like you said, it's still early, but it is. It's getting early quick. It's like all these things are happening, and our kids are showing up. They're working hard. I'm happy with where we're at. We've got some guys returning from injury, and so it's good to see them back out there a little bit, even though we're kind of spoon feeding them some and breaking in some guys at the new quarterback position. And but we've got a lot of kids that have been working hard and doing their thing since the spring, and we're happy with where we're at. Do wear both hats, and there is a lot of time that is spent making sure that those things work well. And I've got a great coaching staff and assistant coaches on each side that allow me to wear both hats and do those things as best as I can. So, yeah, I mean, there have been a lot of game plans and a lot of meetings even before baseball was over. I mean, there was times there when we were in the tournament play where I might be here in the morning doing things with weights and doing, and then over at the baseball field afterwards. So there wasn't a lot of time, but it's okay. I mean, like I said, I have a great coaching staff around, and they make those things possible. Well, whoever ends up being our quarterback, and right now, we've got a competition between Braxton Conaway and Hunter Cunningham, and both of those guys have done everything we've asked of them so far, and we'll see how that stuff plays out. But no matter who ends up in the quarterback position, their best friends are going to be number 22 and number 33, Anthony Aaron and Gabe McNeil, that they can hand the ball to. So when you break in a new quarterback, and it was the same thing with Aiden last year, sometimes you got to take baby steps, and having a strong running game is a quarterback's best friend. And I can almost point to two incidents last year that changed the fortunes of our season. We were 3-7, and I feel like that we were two injuries away from almost being 7-3. We lost a lot of games in those final minutes, and Gabe coming back is a huge thing, because he's been a 4-year player for us. He's a captain. He does everything we ask him to do on both sides of the ball, and but one of the good things is when he went down, it forced other people to step up, and Anthony Aaron was one of those guys in the backfield who did a tremendous job. And then at the linebacker position, it got Nick Queen a lot of really important snaps, to where this year he's coming in and he's not a first-time starter at the position. Yeah, I mean, you play who's on your schedule. I'm not going to sit here. There's been times we've done a lot of work the last year or two at building our numbers and getting up there to where we are fielding just as many as anybody else in the league, and that's what we're going to continue to do and work at. So it's up to us as a coaching staff, and up to our kids as a team to put in the work to reach those levels. And every game in league play that we lost last year outside of the Wheelersburg game was decided in the final minute. So it's not like those things are big gaps to fill. Like, a lot of times those problems can be solved by what happens earlier in the game besides that final minute. So that's what we're working to do, and we hope to continue to be competitive, and this year come out on the smiling side instead of having some of those close losses.